Hey guys, this is Wanda the Traveling Dutchie coming right at you from Costa Rica. In today's video, we'll discuss Costa Rica culture, how to integrate in Costa Rica culture, and how to adjust to Costa Rica living. Now, if you're new to this channel, I've been living in Costa Rica for the last 16 years. My significant other is actually a Tico, and I've got tons to tell you on this subject. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and make sure you tick that little bell icon so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Now, let me get out the pool and we'll chat inside. Alright, you guys, so when I came here 16 years ago, there was some specific stuff that stood out to me that I want to share with you. Starting with the fact that I thought at first that the Ticos were extremely touchy-feely in public display of affection. So in the Netherlands, where I'm from, we're a much colder or more distant culture, I guess. And so here, when couples are together, they have no problem showing it to the world. You know, there's certain occasions where I remember constantly thinking like, oh my God, get a room, you two. But, you know, now I'm totally used to it. It's just a warmer culture, I should say. You know, even when greeting each other, Ticos give each other a hug and a kiss, and Ticos will do a handshake. In the Netherlands, we just say, hey. Or sometimes, you know, it's a bit old-fashioned. We'll give each other 3 kisses, but they're sort of like very cold, nothing warm, not like, oh, it's so good to see you. Then another thing I noticed is that a lot of Ticos live with their parents until they get married. So that's interesting. So girls, just think about it. Like I actually, I got here when I was 26. And so at the age of 26, I think that is an age guys should not be living with their parents, right? So yeah, it's common. Not everybody, but the majority. A lot of people still live at home. So yeah, you could be dating a guy that still lives with his mother. That reminds me, I think I should do a video about dating in Costa Rica because that is some interesting material right there. Costa Rica is a very Catholic country, and some older generation, my parents' generation here, still has very old beliefs. Next to religion, the most important thing here is family. Like I mentioned before, the Ticos are extremely warm and passionate people. Family always comes first here. So when you're dating a Tico or a Tica, what happens often is that you'll actually meet the family very early on in the dating process. At least to me in the Netherlands, you wait a very long time. I do have to say what I really like about Ticos, about the Costa Rican men here, is most of them are excellent dancers. I actually, because of that, I actually took salsa lessons and merengue and bachata. So, you know, I am obviously with a Tico, have been for the last 5 years, and we dance all the time. I love it. And so when you go somewhere, a lot of men dance, whereas in the Netherlands, the guys just stand on the sideline watching. Then another thing I was really amazed by when I first got here was the amount of rice and beans people eat here. Like it already starts with breakfast. So they have a dish called gallo pinto, which basically is rice mixed with beans. And then for lunch they have a casado, which is rice and then beans separate and then a bunch of other stuff. And then at night they'll have another rice dish. So, I mean, I'm a big lover of rice, but early in the morning I prefer to have some fruit and maybe some bread and cheese. But that's very interesting. People sure love their beans. And then another thing they care about. So this is all, my findings coming to Costa Rica for the first time and things I wonder about or, think like, oh, this is interesting. The fact that I find that Ticos care about their hair a lot. Both men and women, they always look sharp. For example, in the morning, so they start very early here. A lot of people start work at 7, so that means they need to be at a bus stop, let's say at 6 or 6:30. And you see the Tica women walking like they're going to prom. All of them have fabulous black, thick hair, unlike my little bit of hair. And yeah, they look just amazing with their high heels, even though the sidewalks here are very difficult to walk on. They just walk it like it's the catwalk, looks fabulous. And they've got beautiful hair and they care about it and you can tell, and it's a good thing. The guys too. The guys actually style their hair and they wear a love gel. That I have noticed for sure. They're good looking men here. So then another fun thing I noticed was that Ticos don't like sarcasm. And so I like sarcasm. I think it's fun, but I guess they not always detect when you're being sarcastic. So then it just turns into something awkward when you have to explain your joke. So yeah, if you come here and you want to be sarcastic, just test out the waters. Of course there's exceptions, but overall the majority, their humor is just a little bit different. Also, they don't like the direct confrontation. You'll see that everywhere, all over, in friendships, in business. Like, oh, that reminds me, in business. So, for example, if you go to the bank here and let's say something went wrong with your account or, like you have something to not necessarily complain about, but let's say complain about, and the person helping you, 9 out of 10, they will take your complaint as a personal attack on them. They don't see it as, oh yes, this is a customer is king, oh my god, we need to provide good customer service so this customer stays with us and believes in us. No, they'll take it personal. And they just weren't trained that way. It's just different culture. Which brings me to my next point that most people here have trouble getting used to, is the famous Tico time. So time here, if you meet up at a certain time, that doesn't mean much. Like mostly people here are too late or they don't come without canceling. Honestly, I've gotten used to it now and I make sure I work my way around it. Like in business, I just make sure I reconfirm and I do not leave the house until that person reconfirms. And I'll literally say in my message, hey, we have a meeting in an hour. I just want to reconfirm. Else I won't be leaving. Just let me know. Something like that. In Spanish, it actually makes more sense. And then if I have a party or a gathering or a dinner at my house, I will tell my foreign friends it starts at 8. And then I will tell my Tico friends it starts at 7. And it always works out that way. Then my final point is that I've noticed that the Ticos are a little bit more dramatic when it comes to their relationships. Whatever, it's friendships, but especially couples. They're passionate people. So when there's a fight, they fight. There's some serious voice raising and the things they say, I don't know. It's very dramatic and certain breakups. So in 16 years, I've seen lots of friends or friends of family or acquaintances. There were breakups and the breakups weren't pretty. Seriously, there are some, in my world, movie material, they are that dramatic. I wonder why that is. It could be, maybe they've watched too many telenovelas, but yeah, there's no rational, calm communication, let me put it that way. Which is ironic, right? Because technically, Ticos don't like to be direct. But unless they're in a passionate fight with their loved ones, things come out. I mean, sometimes the police has to get involved. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, our neighbors had a fight, and the lady actually was throwing, well, I don't know what it was, but something heavy, because she threw it at him, hit the window, and the whole window broke. And then the police came. It was very dramatic. But of course, this is not for everybody. It's just, something I noticed in 16 years. There's a lot of fighting going on. I do have to say, in the last 16 years, I've learned so much. I've adjusted a lot, and I've actually changed. I think I'm more warmer myself, not as a cold and distant Dutch person. I actually think my Dutch friends will actually now tell me if they'll see me with my significant other on the street, like, get a room. I mean, it's nothing crazy, it's not like we're standing there French kissing or anything, but it's just more public display of affection than I would have done in the Netherlands. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You'd really help me out, and make sure to hit that little bell icon. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao from Costa Rica. Pura vida.